Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the McGonigal Boxing Podcast. So the dust has settled on what potentially could have been Fight Camp's best ever night. It's so bizarre how things work out. Conor Benn pulling out of his main event with COVID. People are starting to panic. Oh no, what's going to happen? Is this the end of Fight Camp for this week? No, it wasn't. Leigh Wood steps up. Takes the headline bill against the WBA featherweight champion Xu Can, 27 years old in his prime, and it turned out to be one of the fights of the year so far. Incredible fight, brilliant bravery from Xu Can, sublime boxing skills from Leigh Wood. The best quote I've heard all year was from Leigh Wood's assistant trainer. He goes, "This is like the Northern Floyd Mayweather." And it was, wasn't it? It was an incredible performance. And the punch variety, that was the thing. I think Xu Can, two things, right? He's known for his punch output, his relentlessness, his cardio. But it was like he was throwing like half his normal punches. It was like, what's going on? Is this guy an output puncher? Are you kidding me? He's barely thrown. And I think it was two things. A, ring rust. And B, it was just because Leigh Wood was snapping him and punching him at will. I mean, the punch variety from Leigh Wood was on another level. Make no mistake about that. Hugely impressive. Like, what impressed me is when people fight Xu Can, they can't take his pressure and they back up. Whether it's intentionally or subconsciously. And he basically swarms them. They allow him to swarm him. And when he backs you up, he grows in confidence. And that's when his punches come up. And he come up in high output and really do the damage. Leigh Wood, and you got to give Ben Davison credit. Admittedly, I've been a critic of Ben Davison in the past for fighting defensively. Telling these fighters like Tyson Fury, like Billy Joe, to fight, on the back foot, jab, just control the range. When really... they needed to step up and put it on their opponents, like Fury did in the rematch against Wilder. But for this fight, full credit. I mean, full credit to Ben Davison. He's clearly told Leigh Wood, no, you're going to stand your ground. You're not going to be backed up. And when he does try and come in and overwhelm you, you're going to hold your ground and you're going to meet him fire for fire. But not only that, you're going to meet him with educated punches. You're going to go to the body. You're going to go to the head. You're going to use the uppercut, which obviously... a swarmer like Xu Can, and it's happened to Tyson. They're vulnerable to uppercuts. And Leigh Wood connected beautifully numerous times with the uppercut. Then he'd go to the body, the head, and he'd use his left hand, his left jab for range to set up his right hand. But what impressed me, he could also throw power punches with the left hand and right hand. And he's got pop and sting, and you could see Xu Can, who's a tough man, being marked up and backed up. And he had never been used to that. And that was because of Leigh Wood's punch variety and his sublime skills. And yes, Leigh Wood did get a hit at times, but I think a lot of the time you could see his reflex was sharp. You could see the punches coming. A very, very good performance from Leigh Wood. And variety, that was the thing. Good head movement, and subtle footwork. Not, Muhammad Ali kind of footwork, but enough to just get him in position while still in the pocket. And the punch variety, like I say, was huge. I mean, to the body, to the head, and the uppercut. That was the big punch. But able as well to throw a vicious hook with his jab hand. That was another big thing, because Can couldn't realise if it was a jab's coming or a hook to the head. And, within 6 rounds, I mean, Can was getting marked up. And he barely won a round for me. He did catch Leigh Wood on the other hand right at times, and Leigh Wood's got to be wary of that as he steps up in class if he fights Cruz or even Warrington if he wins the rematch. But overall, brilliant performance. Xu Can looked rusty for sure. They've got a rematch clause. I don't know if Xu Can's going to take it though. I mean, because that was a beatdown. I mean, I had Leigh Wood's 10-2 up at the time of stoppage. And it was a stoppage, wasn't it? And it was a good stoppage. I mean, Xu Can was beaten. But what a tough cookie to keep coming. The wheel on Zhu Can, you've got to hand it to him. He's one tough cookie, and Lee Wood had to fight for every second of every round in that fight. But my God, did he? That was a career best performance. And we know when he lost to Jesse Dickens, people were writing him off thinking he's no better than European level. And that just shows you the improvement, the hard work and the will. And at 33 years old now, he's in his prime. He's peaked. He's got the right trainer. Trainers are everything. The right style, the right trainer. Ben Davison's that. And obviously Ben Davison has got a fantastic winning record. And he's exuded that kind of confidence which Lee Wood needed. And now he's a completely different fighter. He firmly believed he was going to beat Zhu Can. And one thing I do like about Davison is he drills patterns of boxing into his fighters, so they know what to do. It's just a case of doing it. And that's what he did with Lee Wood. Drill, the uppercut. Drill to the body. Drill, holding your ground. Drill, your jab and your hook when you're with your jab hand. These punch varieties were there, and punch and step off to the side, punch, and pivot. So he never got caught flush against Zhu Can, although he did get hit. So brilliant performance. The hard work, you can tell, was put in. Zhu Can was rusty. It was in Lee Wood's hometown with a small but passionate crowd behind him, and he deserved it. A boxing masterclass from Lee Wood, and now he's the WBA featherweight champion, and now he sets himself up for big fights. Can he beat Warrington? I think Warrington is too much. I'll be honest with you. I think Warrington will do everything that Zhu Can didn't do against Lee Wood. I think he's good enough and quick enough and hungry enough, as long as he gets past his rematch, of course. But Lee Wood, rightly so, would fancy a chance against anyone now. And who's to write him off? I mean, Cruz has just got knocked out by Gervonta Davis. Is he going to be the same fighter? Who knows? He's a class act. But, Lee Wood can give him a good competitive fight. He's not favourite against Warrington. He's not favourite against Cruz. But these are big money fights. Fights that he can win. If Warrington doesn't show up at his best, like he did in the first fight, in his last defeat, then he's going to lose. So Lee Wood under Ben Davison's got that confidence. He's got the hard work. He's got the work ethic. He's got the belief. And you put in a performance like that, quite rightly, he's in the top 4 featherweights in the world right now. And what a brilliant payday he's going to come up with next. I think they're talking about the American champion as well. I don't know if that's going to be a stretch too far as well. Can they make that happen with different networks? I don't know, but I do know. So it's Gary Russell, isn't it? He's a class act. There's no question about that. With COVID still kind of on the around, shall we say, is he going to go to the States? I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if Gary Russell Jr. is the fight to make. But Navarrete, a big fight. Zoo, he's got Kid Galahad, who potentially might win the belt. This weekend, that'll be a great unification. And again, Lee Woods has got a fancy chances there. Galahad, he's not a big puncher. He's slippery and awkward, but Lee Woods has got the skills to deal with that. Lara, again, if Warrington can get past him, but that's a tough fight. I bet Lee Wood, you'd fancy, could do a number on Lara, but Warrington might, get to him first. And if Warrington beats Lara in the rematch, then it's game on. But brilliant time for Lee Woods. He's earned the big money fight. Design will snap him up after that performance. I don't think Zhu Can will want a rematch. I really don't. But if he does, another big payday, another headliner, and we got a new, deserved boxing masterclass WBA featherweight champion of the world. Performance of the year so far for me. A big shock, but well deserved. Lee Woods, big money paydays coming your way.